We have the
All right, thank you all for waiting, everybody. Call this meeting to order at 9:14. I'm going to turn it over to Vern, and he'll be doing an identification for us. Vern Adams, McGwitch for joining us. McGwitch, Vern. Nikki, can you take roll call, please?
Carlos Hernandez,
Here.
Tyra Gishik. Here. Sorry, Shane Drift,
Oma, here.
Janelle Gagaway. Here. And Robert Moyer.
Here. Thank you, Nikki. Also gonna review the agenda for today.
Chairman Hernandez, I have two additions to the agenda.
Where would you like to add them?
We can add them under me with other.
Okay, what would be the first one?
The first one will be the ICE traffic stops of tribal vehicles and employees on duty policy.
Okay,
And the next item would be appointment of the general election board members and the precinct members.
sounds good. Both items will be added under Miranda.
Move to approve the agenda.
A motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. First is approval of meeting minutes for January 21st.
And Carlos, just so you're aware, on the, at the very beginning. It looks like it says the 21st. Maybe we're good. If it says the 21st, it's correct. If it says the 7th. That one.
Luckily, the copy I'm looking at says January 21st. There's no questions or concerns. I ask for motion to approve the minutes, January 21st, 2026.
I just have a comment on the bottom there, at the, where it's almost ending. I need an E on my last name, please. That's the only spelling error I see. Thank you. But I'll make a motion to approve with the correction.
Copy motion to approve with the correction on the spelling. Do I have a second?
I have a really quick question.
Okay.
Can we look back? Unless I'm reading this wrong. On the second, page 2 of 2. Moved by Danielle, are we supposed to take out this Brandon Sackett? Or was that for a different, for approval? How did, I can't remember how that went.
Yeah, I think what we did is we approved those, but,
Originally,
yeah. And now on the agenda, we're gonna number 5, 6, 7, 8.
so we would have to rescind that. And then approve.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to make that note.
Keep that in mind when it comes up. So we have to rescind that previous motion. Motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second,
Second by Tara. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Would you be able to read those items for us today, Miranda?
Yes. The following were approved by a poll with vote of 4 in favor, 0 against, 0 silent. The first one is letter A, donation recommendation, $500 to Rock Ridge Hockey Games. Letter B, tribal government ICE building access policy. Letter C, donation recommendation, $150 to Roxanne Gogolai. And letter D, the MCT Tribal Election Court of Appeals Judge, Chris Anderson. And all of those were approved by a vote of 4 in favor, 0 against, 0 silent.
Ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
Before we do that, I'd just like to make a note. Regarding the, letter B, tribal government ICE building access policy. One thing I pointed out in my poll vote is that I requested that no mask, face coverings be worn inside the tribal government buildings and tribal businesses. I make a motion to approve. Thank you.
Motion to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. First joining us today is going to be Simona Benner. She's going to talk to us about a policy for issuance of certifications of descendancy. We had brought this up at our last meeting and were able to pull together a policy on it. Hi, Simona. Oh, you're joining us online today. Thank you.
Hi. I have Kathy Holman on too. So if you could unmute her and turn her camera on, please.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Kathy. How you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry I'm not there in person. We're on our way to Duluth to do the IDs in Duluth this afternoon.
Much appreciated. Thank you for providing that service to our band members.
Thank you for allowing us to go.
So here's the. The purpose
Whoops.
of this policy is to provide clear procedures for issuing a certificate of descendancy to non-enrolled descendants of the Bois Forte band. This policy does not establish membership eligibility and does not amend or supersede any enrollment standards outlined under the Constitution and laws of the Minnesota Chippewa tribe or under band law or policy. The policy is adopted pursuant to the band's inherent sovereign authority to define descendancy requirements, records, and processes. So make it short and sweet. It's going to be for first generations. I can't move that down. Oops. I can't move my thing. I'm having trouble here. There we go. Do you guys need me to read the whole policy?
No, not, you don't have to read the whole policy, but just the highlights.
Highlights?
think you-
Okay. So, what's gonna be considered for a certificate of descendancy is the individual must submit a completed application, the required application fee, and documentation establishing descendant status. So certified birth certificates have to be handed in with the application. Copy of their ID, and then authorization to release the genealogical information. If it's unclear or incomplete, the enrollment coordinator will request additional materials in its discretion. Upon submission of all the required materials, the applicant will be issued a certificate of descendancy if the documentation submitted demonstrates that the applicant is a descendant based on the documentation and submitted. So Kathy will review this application and documentation for completeness, log it into the internal tracking system, and verify that all the required consent forms are signed. She will then check the enrollment records, confirm the parent or parents' recorded degree of blood, and verify lineage through submitted documents. She'll calculate the blood degree, and then approval or denial is if it's deemed eligible for a certificate of descendancy, the enrollment coordinator will forward a certificate of descendancy to the RTC chairperson and RTC secretary treasurer for signature. If it is not eligible, we'll send a notice of denial, and the decision of the enrollment office to not deny any application is deemed final and not subject to further review or appeal. Let's see. So it will be mailed. The process will be through the mail unless it is in person, but there will be a rush fee to do it same day. And if it is in person, she will try to get it done as that by that day, hopefully, that the person comes in, but that's not going to be a guarantee. The fees are going to be a $50 non-refundable fee for each application, a $20 penalty imposed for return checks, fees for application requested in person must be paid by cash and will be charged an additional non-refundable $10 rush fee, resulting in a total fee of $60 per application. And then there will be a $10 non-refundable fee for a duplicate certificate of descendancy.
Sounds
Do
good,
you-
Simona. Thank you
Okay.
very much. I think when we started this, it was to help with providing identification to descendants of band members who wouldn't be able to get a tribal ID, but trying to have another form of identification and in case they had an encounter with ICE. Another benefit of this would be there is some programs that they'd be eligible for now since they have some kind of documentation showing that they were a descendant. They wouldn't be able to get some of this, most of the services that are provided here on the reservation, but off res, such as educational, there's some educational opportunities that are provided or that are going to be able to be accessed by them with this. So this would be a benefit for them. So McGwitch, we're pulling this together and the work that you did behind it, you and Kathy, and much appreciated.
Simona, I just have a quick question and on these on this paperwork, is there going to be a like a date that it expires, or how is that gonna go?
I don't think there's a date on there, an expiration date.
Oh,
Because once we verify that they're a band member or a descendant of a band member, excuse me, that unless the band member goes to another tribe, I mean, that would be the only reason why they would not be part of the band anymore, I guess.
They wouldn't be a descendant of our band then.
Yeah, they'd be like whatever band they transferred to then. Thank you,
Okay.
Simon.
I was just asking.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to reiterate, what this policy is for. It's just to recognize descendants of Bois Forte. It doesn't mean that they're gonna get the rights as a band member. They're not gonna get a per capita payment. They're not gonna get money put into an account for them. They're just recognized as a descendant of Bois Forte. That's all it is. Thank you.
Right, and there will be a statement on that certificate stating that it doesn't guarantee any like programs eligibility for, it's just the certificate to show that they are a descendant, but it won't guarantee
Any benefits?
any benefits. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is there any other questions?
That does. I do have a question that just popped up with Janeo's question too. Does it come up often where people's enrollment changes because their families get their history relooked at or whatnot, and where we'd have to maybe put a 10 or 15-year expiration date on there? So, I mean, if they needed it again, they'd be able to get it again, but just for us to make sure our records are up to date.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Carlos. There are instances where people's blood quantums get updated due to their family history.
Yes.
Some people are added. We could adjust the certificate to have a date on there, to expire, so we can review it after that or update it if necessary, but then that would be up to that person, I think, to bring it back in and verify, I guess.
I would think that just a disclaimer on the form saying, to the effect, this descendancy form or whatever it is, approval is, what would you call it? Dependent upon records of Bois Forte, enrollment. You know, that it's up to date with Bois Forte enrollment. Rather than a certain expiration date. So then you're not chasing around, I don't know how many people, you know,
Yep.
every year.
So it does say this letter is to certify according to available records of the Bois Forte Band of Chippewa tribe. Then it'll have their name, whose date of birth is a non-enrollee descendant who possesses a fraction of, and then whatever the blood quantum will be. And then it'll have their mother and father, enrolled mother and father. And then that statement.
Doris?
Just FYI, I was looking at my enrollment card and it does expire.
Yeah, that's because our tribal IDs are, the state of Minnesota, approved to be legal IDs, so they have to have an expiration date. The, descendancy letter certificates are just certificates that are gonna be given to the first descendants of actual enrolled band members, so that's how that works.
Is there any questions or concerns from council? Or any more discussion?
I just got a message from a band member. They asked, if someone is enrolled in a tribe from out of state, can they get a descendancy of Bois Forte if their parent is enrolled? So like if they're enrolled in a tribe, let's say Wisconsin, can they get a descendancy enrollment from us at Bois Forte?
I don't see why not, but I don't know why they would need it, because if they already have proof of enrollment from the tribe that the other parent is enrolled in, they have proof that they're Native American, so it's up, I guess it would be up to the individual if they want to pay the $50 to get another proof. That would be up to them, I guess. I can't.
Okay,
Is that, okay, all right.
thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All motion by Shane, second by Robert. All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Have
thank
a
you.
great rest of your
Thank
day.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Which? Take a while, man. Next up on the agenda, we have the donation committee. And the previously passed. All right, there's a comment online. Want to read that? It says some tribes use those to count our blood towards their blood quantum. So if that sounds like a benefit. So. So I'm glad that that's going to be another benefit. All right, so on the donation committee, we had previously approved an art supply, but now it's being brought up again for a denial.
Yeah, it says that they're recommending to deny the request due to the inability to get the required W-9 form for accounting purposes from the applicant.
Okay, so it's in the process where the applicant would need to submit a W-9 so we can track that we actually gave them the donation, and if they don't provide it, then we don't.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good to me. And okay, I'm sure they've made the effort to resolve this. Anybody from the donation committee here today?
Yes, I did try to get the information. There was no number on the application to call. There was 2 different addresses.
Sounds good.
No email.
Now that I look at my packet, I found the letter from the donation committee signed by all of them, asking them for us to deny this request, and that's what we have them here for, so ask for a motion to, well, we have to rescind that previous approval, right?
I move to rescind Brandon Sackett's prior approval from January 21.
We have a motion to rescind the prior approval from January 21st. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried.
I move to deny Brandon Sackett's donation application
Motion,
per
Oh.
donation committee.
sounds good. We have a motion to deny per donation committee the donation request of Brandon Sackett. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Next up, we have Pam Parson. She's joining us today with the compliance update. Last month, she started out with a new way to deliver it. And let's see, is that how we're going to do it today, Pam?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I think this works out really good for me, and it just doesn't sound so rehearsed. So what I'll do is I'll give you guys my update, and then if you guys have questions at the end, go forward and ask the questions at the end. But really, as the Bois Health and Human Services compliance official, my greatest concern right now that I'm working on is we are updating our HIPAA policy and our notice of privacy practices to address the protections for reproductive health care. Some of the issues, the top 3 issues that I'm currently working on is employee training. So we're going to do a HIPAA training in person for 2026. We're planning that with the compliance committee right now. I'm also assigning med trainer trainings for some of the additional staff. So we'll do fraud, waste, and abuse via med trainer. This year, we've identified which employees will be covered under the HIPAA policy and which will be following Minnesota data privacy rights. So I got to get a little bit of a training on that as well. Our compliance committee, we just recently rotated out 2 members and rotated in 2 brand new members. So I'd like to welcome David DeJude and Terry Defoe to compliance committee. Really happy to have them sitting on that committee with me. Another thing that I'm working on is our security risk assessment. Randy and I completed our security risk assessment for 2025. And usually what I do after that is I come up with a work plan for 2026, different things that I can improve for the compliance for the security risk assessment. Top 3 risks I'm monitoring again is the updates to HIPAA and the changes that need to be in our notice of privacy practices. I'll have to go through and take out all of the old notices add all the new ones. I have to get new posters made for the clinic for that. So that's a process. I'm working with Amanda and we're looking at our billing and coding audit. We'll be meeting with, our auditor on Friday, so we'll have more information at our next meeting. And I'm pretty sure that they will also complete a written report for the tribal council. We're looking at really strengthening our policies, our procedures, and our workflows to develop them to show the separation of duties. So Amanda and I have been working really hard on that. And again, the risk is always going to be phishing schemes and educating our employees on cybersecurity awareness, so they're not clicking on different links. Eddie and Randy in our IT department have been working really hard on getting training out to all staff. Monday, I had 3 different trainings assigned to me and they were very, very good. So I really commend them for their help with that. And then lastly, I feel like I have the resources that I need to fulfill all my responsibilities. I do have access to the people, the information, and the data I need, and I believe I do have sufficient authority to do my job. Things are going very well in compliance. So that's my report for this month. If you guys have questions, shoot them at me.
Awesome. Thank you, Pam. I did have a question. I was wondering if you've seen any new style or any updated phishing attacks or new ways that they're asking for info in these
No.
emails. No?
With the AI, there's a lot of deep fakes going on right now, and so it's very sophisticated in that they can take our picture and put our picture in places. They can actually are starting to do that with our voice as well, which just means we need to be on more high alert. And so if you think you hear someone's voice, you might want to question, is it real? Yeah, so especially
Sounds
when
good.
they're asking you for your credentials. So
Okay.
never give out your credentials unless you're absolutely sure.
All right. Thank you for the information, Pam. I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks,
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank you, Pam.
Yep, have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. All right, next up we have Amy Mason. She's joining us today to talk about a new grant award contract with the Minnesota Department of Commerce. Somebody in person, I get to. Hopefully you got a shorter version because this is like 42 pages long and hopefully we can summarize.
This will definitely be the summary version. So the reason I'm here, thank you very much for your time this morning. The reason I'm here is we did submit a grant application. We were selected for an award. The contract was submitted to Chairman Hernandez, but I wanted to ensure that the council had the opportunity to read through the information, ask any questions they may have, and then to be able to kind of run through this so that way if there were any questions by the community that might be engaged in this meeting, they may be able to ask as well. So what this is, it's called a Microgrids at Community Lifeline Facilities Grant Award. It's through the Minnesota Department of Commerce, and legal went through, reviewed it prior to the grant application, provided some exception language to the standard grant. Basically the standard contract that the state would use. We submitted those exceptions with the grant application in October. This went through, was reviewed through the grant administration policy and procedure in October. Grant was submitted on the 16th of October. We were selected for an award in December. So all the grant language has finally kind of come through. So what this grant really is it's set to do pre-feasibility work to produce a microgrid for resiliency options for our emergency shelters, which would be the RTC building here in Nett Lake and the Boys and Girls Club in Vermilion. And the three big things that we're looking to do with this work will be to engage stakeholders and community members to discuss and define the overall statement of objectives for our microgrid sites, discuss and define the electrical scope and boundaries of the microgrid sites, and then to define the steps for each of the site locations. And then this would include a phased approach to best support funding efforts. This would include the addition of renewable energy generation to offset diesel generator usage in possible long-term power outages due to natural disasters or grid disruptions. And then basically this report information will help us set the stage for the design and construction engineering services we would need. And then it would also help us to determine what our detailed construction cost estimates would be going forward. And then when we go through and do this, what we would be presenting to the community would be single building microgrids. So just focused on the emergency shelter, or if the community would prefer to see additional services, additional buildings covered within that microgrid, we can present some multi-building microgrid designs as well. So we will have 4 community engagement sessions, 2 here in Nett Lake, 2 in Vermilion. And the first ones we would anticipate, or we're trying to get scheduled for March. And that is to gather the information, figure out what the community would be interested in, and then start feeding that into the work. And then the second one would probably be in about September of this year to present some of the ideas and the concepts. So that way the community can say, we like this idea, we like this idea, and then we can utilize that going forward as far as how we would do bigger design and construction. So.
Sounds good. I think the question everybody has for the March meeting is there going to be a lunch? Because then you have a bunch of people here.
Sadly, my funding does not allow me to provide food,
Okay,
but I can do some meeting supplies. So I will find ways to have some snacks
all right.
as opposed to a full meal. And then we will probably go through and look at maybe kind of a different way of doing that. Maybe maybe a little less formal, something maybe from like 3:30 in the afternoon until maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it can just be a little bit more one-on-one as opposed to something that is completely structured. That way people can pop in, pop out. If you only want to be in for 15 minutes and provide some thoughts, you can do that, but not like a full-blown
Okay,
meeting.
sounds good.
So,
All
and I
right.
think we'll use North Span to assist us with the community engagement events or for the March one. I think their funding, we would be doing that with some free technical assistance through the Pollution Control Agency. And I think their funding runs out in June, so they would not be able to support me for the September one, but they will also detail out some plans for how to engage come September when we actually have the plans.
Sounds good. And the best part about it is there's no grant match, or cost match.
No cost match. And the letters of support that were submitted with the grant application came from Community Planning and Development, Emergency Preparedness, Boys and Forte IT Department, Boys and Girls Club, and Lake Country Power.
Sounds good. Terry?
Oh, I got a question. Now looking further down, it talks about indirect cost allowed. Yes, but then you go on to rate, it says NA equal to 500. Now, is that a big shortfall? Somewhat of a shortfall, Kim?
So this one, the primary funding is going to go to outside contract service.
So
No,
there's no-
but we do have some reporting, but those are going to be quarterly reports, but we're looking at a grant that is going from as soon as we sign it and submit it back, so February, with expected conclusion of the grant and everything closed out by November. So.
Major contracts are not subject to indirect, which I believe this whole grant is a major contract. So it's not even subject to indirect.
No, but I will have certain things that get submitted, so we will have accounting time.
But
That will be
yeah, but we
necessary.
can't charge indirect to it because it's a, because indirect is charged on direct services. So you would have to have something that's subject to indirect before we would charge it. So it's a wash. And in the theory of indirect cost, because there's not a lot of administrative work with this grant, it doesn't get charged indirect.
Yeah, I
If-
just wanted to
yeah,
make sure that I
yeah.
had some minimal cost in there for your
Yeah.
time.
Uh-huh. Okay. Does that
Thank-
answer, you get that or?
Thank you.
Okay.
I do have something to say. Amy, I am extremely impressed. I like the way you put this together, the description, the memo, how you laid it all out. So I don't have any questions. And I really like that. Plus this little piece at the end for that status update and the invoices. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Is there any more comments or concerns from council? Questions? Not ask for a motion to approve.
Move.
Moved by Tara. Do I have a second?
Second,
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? And this is granting authorization for me to sign also, so I'll sign that later. Thank you, Amy.
Miigwech, thank you.
Gwech, Kigawawamet. Next up, we have Brian Whiteman Sr. He's talking about a trade-in and a purchase of a vehicle.
which the tribal council approved last meeting, so.
All right, so this is the second vehicle of three. Last meeting, we approved a Dodge to be traded in. This is a second vehicle.
Yeah, and this is a 2019 Chevrolet 3500 HD. Rust is overcoming. 108,000 miles on it. And I did my 3 bid work, so. All in highlighted in bold.
Sounds good. Did they have this one in stock? It looks like you had a snip ready to go. Oh, Kim has a question.
Are you trading in for standard work trucks or is it what trim
Well,
package?
this one was a high country. Joel bought it.
I'm not asking about the one that's traded in. It's the one you're getting. What's
So
the trim package on it?
This one is F350. 350 platinum.
Yep, that's the
Which is-
size of the truck, but is it got all the bells and whistles and leather seating and?
Yeah, which is the truck I'm trading into, same difference.
My question is, as we buy work trucks going forward, do we need to be buying high-end trucks instead of a standard work truck?
I don't know, I just followed suit with
Yeah,
the high country.
I'm just asking in general. It's not for you, it's for the tribal council more. Because, truck manufacturers have standard work trucks versus,
But also.
Lot
too,
of other-
You get a higher trade-in value too, rather than the standard.
did you compare that?
Yeah. But.
Do you have it in there? Yeah. I'm just asking,
Yeah.
I have a comment. I think if we're going to do that, then we should have a policy
something
that
in
we
writing.
put in place going forward with what the criteria is that we're gonna be looking for in work trucks. I think that's the fairest way to do it.
Between the two trucks, and because the reason why I think you want to trade it in because the other truck is better, correct?
Well, it's newer and better, yes. And the older truck has rust,
What's wrong with
Higher
what's wrong with the truck that you want to trade in?
high mileage,
Okay,
108,000 miles on diesels.
okay.
It's a 19. I mean, it's more than it's useful life. It's been more.
Brian, can you help me understand the bids that you got from Virginia and Evelyn? Because on the Lundgren motor one, I understand the 2019 Chevrolet, that's similar in all of the three, in all of in the information that you provided. That's the one you're trading in, correct?
Yes, the 2019.
All right, so on the next one then, or on the first one, that one's talking about a 2026 Ford.
Mhm.
The second one is talking about a 2026 GMC. And then the third one is talking about a 2026 Chevrolet Silverado. I guess I'm confused a little bit on there because, oh no, they're all 26s, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
3,500, yeah.
Okay, they're all, never mind
They're
then.
all equipment and size.
Okay.
Quick question for you, Brian. When you asked for these, excuse me, when you asked for these quotes, did you give them a standard, what you were looking for,
Yeah, that was the high country, that equivalent to the,
equivalent to the
yeah, to the
one
models
that
that
you're-
are trading in for.
that you're trading in?
Yeah,
Okay. Is that, I'm asking Kim, is that normally how we would go about getting quotes?
No, this is just something that came up over the last week about, work trucks. Or a couple of times it's come up, but, having a standard of what we're asking for instead of asking for like exactly the same, you know? Because Joel probably bought that truck at the time and he said, well, we need leather seats because cloth ones wear out getting in and out of the truck all the time. But an option to that is you can buy pretty nice seat covers for a couple $100 to, instead of paying a couple $1,000s for leather, it's like, what level do we need? And I do agree that we need a policy and discuss it. It's just something that recently came up. And I'm just bringing it up because I don't know, I have not seen what's in there, what they're bidding on or, getting. And going forward, so like in the past, it's always been the program has went out and got what they thought they needed, but we don't have a standard for across the tribal government.
I know that the last issue that we had, was that the other trucks would have to be ordered, if I can remember correctly from the last meeting. They'd have to be ordered. And it'd take a long time to ship here. The one that you wanted to get was already here or in place. Is that the same situation here?
yes. Dealer
But-
transfer.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. I do have a question on that. Will, does the truck have to be replaced today is the other question you have to be asking? Or can they make it until an order comes in?
Well, they said they'd mentioned they'd do a dealer transfer. And Waskey has that 3,500 here. And Iron Trail would have to get it delivered from Michigan also.
I think the question at hand here is, their work trucks, do we really need them to be Denali's,
Mhm.
Do we really need them to be, top trim levels? Or, in my eyes, now that I'm in this position and that was in the other position, you know, I don't see why we can't just be using work trucks in those positions. And having high trim levels for the supervisors is kind of,
Well, basically, you know, it's just the higher trading value on a standard, from a standard to a higher trim level. I mean, we are getting a better deal for trading wise rather than a plain Jane.
But do you have those actual numbers to show the council?
No, I'm not offhand now.
But I think the other part, you know, to consider would be, you know, being fiscally responsible, you know, with our funds. Do we need to spend money for an 90,000 truck versus, I don't know what a standard work truck would cost, but I'm pretty certain it would be lower. I hear what you're saying with the trade-in value. I get that, but you know, it's a work truck. And so if we bought a standard work issue truck, the trade-in value would probably be maybe comparable to trade it in for another work truck versus a higher value trading in for another higher
I mean,
value,
I see your point.
you know, but the one part that we want to be thinking about is being fiscally responsible with the money. And then also it's a work truck, right? So we can definitely work on a policy and get that for council's review.
Okay.
Some things I'd like to point out is, yeah, I agree with what Janelle said. She made a good point. Kim did too. So did Miranda. But the other thing too is that if we sit and wait and let them operate the current trucks that they have, they're going to depreciate in value. So then when we do come back again in a few years to trade them off, you're going to see a huge drop. And then you're going to see the increase of the expenses. So it's kind of difficult. Because I know they want the trucks now, need the trucks now, but then I see your guys' points too, you know, we gotta watch how we spend our money. You know, when I worked at housing, we really didn't have that many trucks. There was a time I was using my own car, transport my my lawnmower around and all my other stuff to get to work. The council at that time didn't have the funds to buy us trucks, and the police department donated one of their old work police vehicles, police trucks to me at that time. Thank you.
Here, I have some comments. It depreciates when you drive it off the lot. So that's neither here nor there. I don't think we're asking Brian to wait 2 years. I also have experience in trucks with DNR. And we never went high total package because of the depreciation, and we needed standard. Even the COs needed standard. The only package was the police package that we put in the truck. So being fiscally responsible, I don't know if this is an emergent need or if we can revisit this truck number 2 and truck number 3. We do need a policy, and I'd like you to begin and maybe have it ready for the next RTC meeting. So those are my thoughts. And standard across the board for all departments that we need to do. But for right now, we don't have a policy. We either need to table this one or approve it as is now because we don't have a policy. And then have that third one that you have ready for the new policy. And then have a training for all departments, supervisors, directors on what standard is and the new policy that you bring into effect.
Well, for some departments too, they are higher trim package that they have too.
But with a new policy,
Yeah.
that would be remedied.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask what kind of Tara had asked is like, is it an absolute emergency that it has to be approved today, or can it wait till the next council meeting and we do a comparison of a standard work truck and get some information? And then we work on the policy also.
Yeah, I think it would be a good time to look at their policy. So, I don't think it's right where like, we have some work trucks out there doing work and then right next to it is a high level truck. Like, yeah, we need a standard, I guess. They're just work trucks. And if we're planning on trading them in every few years so that we avoid the rust and all the mechanical issues, we don't have to worry about too much depreciation. I mean, they're all going to depreciate, even the high value ones. But it doesn't make sense we have high trim level trucks out there. I can see if it could be justified if we had like one need for a 4500 with a gooseneck that, to haul some specialized equipment or something like that. But, then you'd present that. Like housing, are the 25s and the 3500s, are those high countries? And I know that was approved. That was a $825,000 purchase.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. Robbie Gogley, Maintenance Director. Our vehicles we got two different types. We do have a work truck model for our techs and a LT package, which is the next level above the work truck level. That'd be my saying, I guess. I don't know. That's what we have. We have service style bodies. We have regular work trucks plus crew cabs. So I believe we got 4 3500s and 8 12 2500s. So the big thing you guys want is to make sure it's got the plow prep package. So it can actually sustain the plows and stuff. But that's what we got. So
You guys say we're in high country though?
no, you guys
Which-
denied me.
371, which is package.
Which I think we're gonna ask for a motion to table this so we could get this looked at closer. Unless you guys want. How's that sound? I'll ask for a motion to table this.
Move.
Second.
I'll second, I guess.
Second by Robert to table this. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? All right, thanks, Brian.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go back to the drawing board, I guess.
Thank you, sir. Maybe we're gonna get some cost comparisons.
Yeah.
All right, next on the agenda is Melissa Wright. She has a memorandum of agreement with Tribal Legal Department Clinic at UCLA School of Law for drafting family law codes. McWitch, Melissa, are you with us today online?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Morning.
We have this memorandum of agreement with the UCLA School of Law. They are going to do an over assessment of our tribal codes to look for any inconsistencies, any gaps, just kind of do a look at it. And this is done by students, so there is no cost to the band. And it also helps them, of course, then learn about tribal law. We are looking to revise our family law code to include a child custody and guardianship code. Currently, we have some guardianship language, but it doesn't address like when a parent passes away. Currently, we have to file a CHIPS petition for that. And oftentimes it's not necessarily appropriate because there's not like an emergent need other than just getting that legal guardianship so that, you know, they can file for medical care and things of that nature. So we are looking for approval for that. Again, no cost to the band. We're pretty excited to have this partnership with them to take a look at our codes, see how we can improve them, any gaps, like I said, any inconsistencies. And it's at no cost.
Melissa, how many hours would you figure that takes your staff's time to assist them and help them and whatever to revise? How much time do you have the time? to
So
go ahead
really,
and
this
assist them?
isn't any much that staff has to do. All I have to do is send them our codes and they kind of take it from there. They'll do, I'm not really sure what they do. I'm sure it's through classes and whatnot that they'll do that. And then they come back with recommendations. And then from there, we will send it to legal to look at, and then, you know, we'll send it to you guys for approval. So on our end, it's not too much. I mean, if we were to do the work ourselves, we're looking at legal fees, we're looking at, you know, the attorney time to revise a code and things of that nature. So, but overall for me, I mean, this doesn't take any much of my time. Other than maybe a couple of check-in meetings with them. We've had one meeting so far with them just to kind of talk about the projects that we have in mind and what we're looking for.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to take too much of your time, or if you did have staff that they had time to do that. And then one thing is just to make sure that they're, you know, doing it custom to fit Bois Forte, you know, so it isn't just too standard. That we're very unique, you know, so I want to make sure that that's happening. And then you had me at no cost, Melissa. Just kidding.
Right. I actually discovered this through a conference that I attended. So I was really excited. I was shocked when they was like, yeah, it's at no cost. I'm like, what? So at a presentation that I was in, they had talked about that they do the, you know, the overview of codes. They can help draft codes. They can help draft policies and procedures, bench books, and it's at no cost. And I'm like, what? I had to double check that no cost thing. So, but it's, you know, I believe a lot of the students are Indigenous too. So it's I feel like a win-win for everybody. It's no cost to us, and maybe we can snag a attorney down the road from their program or an intern or things of that nature. That's kind of my hopes too in getting this agreement and this partnership with them.
I have no other questions.
Sounds good. Any comments or concerns? Sounds like a good investment in our future here. Ask for a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Moved and
Everybody.
All right, well, Robert? We're good. All right, ask for a motion to approve. Start over. Moved by Janelle. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Tara.
Third,
Third by Shane. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Thank you for joining us today, Melissa.
Melissa's
Thanks,
like,
guys.
whoa.
All right, we're gonna do one more here before I take a quick break. Teresa Isham's gonna join us today. And we're doing resolution number 61-2026. It's approval of the 2025 Bois Forte Hazard Mitigation Plan. We're gonna take a break after Teresa presents this.
Good morning. I have a resolution that needs to be passed by the tribal council. In your packets, you did receive the hazard mitigation plan. It's a lengthy document. Not sure if you had time to review it or if you want me to answer any questions that you might have about the mitigation plan. It was developed over a year's time through community meetings, through Turk meetings, through public comment. And it was developed by the USPADL from the University of Minnesota. They were, before I came on board into this position, they were under contract, I believe, to help with this mitigation plan. But if you have any questions about the plan, it was approved by FEMA already. And so we just need the tribal council to pass the resolution. And this will allow us to go for grants, multiple grants through FEMA and other organizations.
No questions here. Good job. I move to approve.
Yeah, it looks good. We have a motion to approve by Shane. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Tara. No other discussion? Ask for, all in favor, say aye.
Okay.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried.
Miigwech.
Thank you, Teresa. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break here before the certification of the candidates. We hit our hour mark. I was a little late today. I thank you all for waiting for me again. And we're gonna take a quick 10-15 minute break. It's 10:20 right now. We'll come back at 10:30 and resume. Thank you. All right, everybody. Hello. Thanks for joining us online. We will continue. And now we are up to the certification of candidates. So first up, we are going to start out with the candidates for secretary treasurer. Oh,
Yeah, in the packet, they're switched around.
okay, so we're going District 1 first. I see it, District 1, we will go with District 1 representative. That's the first in the packet.
I'm going to be abstaining from the certification of the District 1 candidate because I'm a candidate.
Sounds good. All right, so first up, we have Shane Drift. There's no questions or concerns on my part. Do we motion each candidate? Okay, as for a motion to approve the candidacy of Shane Drift.
I'll move.
Moved by Janelle. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent?
I remain silent.
Shane Drift remains silent. And motion carried. Next up, we have Mildred Holmes. Move to approve.
Second.
Second by Tara. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent?
Silent.
Shane Drift remains silent. Motion carried. Where did we go? Looks like District 2 is next. So candidates for District 2 representative. First up, we have Robert Moyer. As for a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Moved by Janelle. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Robert is silent. Motion carried. Next up, we have Timothy O'Leary. No questions or concerns. I ask for a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Moved by Tara. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Robert is silent. And motion carried. Next is Elena Sherman. No questions or concerns. I ask for a motion to approve.
Move.
Moved by
Second.
Tara, second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent?
No.
And that completes District 2 candidate representation,
Got a question,
certification.
regarding Corey King withdrawing, do we need to approve that?
I'm not
I
sure
don't think
since
so,
that hasn't come
because-
to us yet.
No, because I took it out. I just put a note on there that he withdrew his name.
Thank you.
All right. So next up, we have our candidates for secretary treasurer. And first off, we have Peter Boney. There's no questions or concerns. I ask for a motion to approve.
Move.
Moved by Shane. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Robert. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent?
Silent.
Silent. Tara is silent. Motion carried. Next on the list is Carol Burr. No questions or concerns. Ask for a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Moved by Janelle.
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent?
Silent.
Tara is silent. Motion carried. Next up on the list is Tara Gizik. If there's no questions or concerns, I ask for a motion to approve.
Move.
Moved by Shane. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent?
Silent.
Tara is silent. Motion carried. Next on the list is Jeffrey Matson.
Move to approve.
Moved by Robert. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Tara is silent. Motion carried. Next on the list is David C. Morrison Sr. No questions or concerns. I ask for a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Moved by Janelle.
Second.
Second by Robert. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Tara is silent. Motion carried. All right, that completes the certification of candidates. Next, we're going to have a lottery draw. The candidates' names are on the list.
Actually, before we go to the lottery draw, I'd just like to mention that, to get those dates out for the candidate forums. Thank you.
Ah, yes. Just yesterday at our meeting, we approved the upcoming candidate forums, which will be informational for our band members, hosted by the Native Governance Center. They host a non-biased night where questions are asked of our candidates and you get a chance to meet them. I'm trying to pull up the dates while I was talking, but I wasn't fast enough.
I have the dates, Chairman. So the first candidate forum will be Wednesday, March 11th and Thursday, March 12th. One of those will be held in Net Lake. The other one will be held in Vermilion. We're not sure which location will be held on which date yet. The following candidate forum after the primary election will be Wednesday, May 20th and Thursday, May 21st. Again, one will be held in Net Lake, the other will be held in Vermilion. We are not sure which locations will be held on which date yet. That information, as soon as we get it, we will send that out.
Perfect. So upcoming candidates, keep that in mind. Those dates are coming up. Next, we have the lottery draw. Let's start with District 1. We just keep it in the same order we did the certification. All right, Shane Drift will be listed first on our District 1 ballot. And then the second will be Mildred Holmes. Next up, we're drawing for is candidates for District 2 representative. The names are in. First name to be on District 2 representative ballot spot will be Timothy O'Leary. All right, for the second spot on the District 2 representative ballot slot, Elena Sherman. And then on the third spot will be Robert Moyer for the District 2 representative spot. All right, next we're going to be drawing the candidates for the Secretary Treasurer position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names are going in that one. So as Nikki folds them up and puts them in the ballot or in the bucket. All right, first up on the list. Carol Burr. Second on the list. David C. Morrison Sr. Third on the list, or on the ballot, I should say. Jeffrey Matson. Fourth on our list. Peter Boney. And fifth will be Terry Gizik. All right, congratulations to our candidates who were certified today. And keep in mind, we have the upcoming forum in March. And good luck. Next up is Miranda Lilia. And first is our ICE traffic stop policy.
So with the approval of the recent ICE policy for our tribal government buildings, one question came up was that we did not have a policy for work vehicles and employees traveling on work duty. And so we had Jeff Holt, our tribal attorney, draft the ICE traffic stops of tribal vehicles and employees on duty policy. The policy has similar language to the previous policy, advises employees to stay calm and safe, addresses identification, addresses questions, searches, and detention. So what employees, may ask, may say, these are suggestions again. And then what employees should not do. And then finally, after the stop, it advises employees what to do after the stop. We're asking for council approval of this today. If approved, we will send this out to employees.
Looks good to me. Any comments or concerns from council?
I just have a question, I guess. Up on top there, Miranda, is that, until this is approved or what?
Are you referring to the confidential Bois band
Yes.
information not for external distribution?
Yes.
No, once approved, this will remain confidential Bois band information and not for external distribution.
Okay.
We would strike at the very last sentence. It says adopted via Bois RTC poll vote. We would just revise that to indicate adopted via adopted date. So if approved today, we will insert that date.
There's no comments or concerns. I'd ask for a motion to approve.
I'll move.
Moved by Janelle. Do I have a second? Second by Shane. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Next is the appointment of the General Election Board.
Council, for your review, we have handed you on paper the list of individuals who have signed up for the General Election Board, District 1, District 2, Minneapolis, and Duluth precincts. Those individuals who did sign up indicated their first, second, third, and fourth choice.
And also, for the general election board, you'll need to appoint the chair and then at least 3 members. You can have alternates. Anybody who is not chosen in the general election board, based on their second or third choice, they can move down to the other districts.
For appointment.
Yeah. I would say maybe 2 or 3.
As a reminder for council, when you get down to the precinct boards, those have to be filled by voters of that precinct. So District 1 will need to be filled by District 1 voters. District 2 will need to be filled by District 2 voters. That does not apply to the Minneapolis and urban office precincts.
How many members are we needing on the districts total?
4. And for the districts or precinct boards, you need a chair, a teller, a clerk, and an alternate or multiple alternates.
On this highlighted part, did anybody call them and explain the note?
We're not sure. I will see if I can find that out.
Is it possible? All right, so we need to figure out, we need a chair, teller, clerk, and alternate for the general election board and some possible alternates. Can we pick these 2 people that started out with just the general board? So Cheryl Jensen and Linda Shikes.
Council, for the general election board, you only need to appoint a chair and everyone else are members. They don't have that title of clerk, teller. For the general election board, it's just the chair and member.
How many members, Miranda?
3 members and alternates. I did check with Simona, who was the listed contact for individuals to sign up. They did not reach out to those two individuals who are highlighted on the list.
So right off the bat, we just like nominate one for the general election board or two or whatnot. Is that what we do? All right. Well, I'll nominate.
Yeah, you probably want to start appointing the chair.
I have a nomination for chair.
Go ahead.
Linda Shikes.
I have a nomination for Linda Shikes. If there's no comments or concerns, do we have a second?
A second.
Second for Linda Shikes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That would be for the chair of the general election board.
I vote, Linda Manick as a member, general election board.
Nomination for Linda Bannock.
Mr. Chair, you'll need to finish that vote.
Oh, okay. We had a second. We had a nomination and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. And that would be for the chair position of the general election board, and that was Linda Shikes. Next up is Shane had a nomination of Linda Bannock for general board member. No comments or concerns. Ask for a second. Did you?
I will second.
Second by Robert. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Now it's for Linda Bannock, member of the general election board.
I'd like to nominate Billy Deegan for the board.
No comments or concerns. Ask for a second.
I'll second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Can we get a couple alternates here?
Wait, no, wait.
One more member, please.
One more member?
I'd like to nominate Francis Little Wolf as third for the fourth member. Third member, I'm sorry,
Fourth member
fourth member.
or the third member? Fourth total. Okay. All right, no comments or concerns. I ask for a second for that nomination.
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Let's just do some due diligence. Let's get another alternate, or is this the first alternate? Yep. Picking somebody else. Alternate,
I'd nominate Meredith Tukrow.
or Tukrow. Comments or concerns? Ask for a second.
Second.
Second by Tara. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried.
I'd like to nominate, Craig Goodsky for alternate.
You got a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Robert. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Alternate position. 6. We have a couple alternates, right? That should be good for now. I hope we are settled with that. Next up, we're going to move to District 1 with none listed right now. So we're going to move on to District 2. Or can we use the ones from? Or can we use the second choice and put them in District?
Can the alternates be used as the district?
I would say so in case they decide that they don't do.
Billy Deegan would not be able to. do
Yeah,
this.
not for District One. Neither would,
Yeah,
Meredith,
that's, yeah.
but
We have a couple other names up on top there that had signed up for the general election board. Would we be able to utilize those people and put them on the District One precinct?
That's what I was about to ask. Since like, say like Danny Lambert, he had a District One, but it was his third choice. I was just wondering if we'd be able to put him in District Two or District One, I meant. Same with Taylor King. Even though we didn't use it for general election board, their second preference was District One. Would we?
For Taylor King, we don't know which district voter they are. But to answer your question, yes, you could take those up who signed up for the general election board and had District One as their second or third choice. Yes, you could appoint them to the District One precinct board, including alternates.
Well, then, I would make a motion to approve Cheryl Jensen for District One.
Sounds good. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Tara. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried.
I'll just, I nominated Cheryl Jensen, for District One, and, I don't know if we have to,
Should we just nominate her for chair?
sure,
We just appoint her to chair, I meant.
okay.
And next we'll do a teller.
I nominate Taylor King for a teller on District One.
Sounds good. And then do we do that pending verification of district? So it could go either way. All right, but we'll just make that motion now, get this going. Next up, we need a, nomination for Taylor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Next is the clerk position for District One. That's it. Yeah, he's an alternate, right? I think so. Oh, right. Yeah. Some people that want to go to Duluth.
I'd nominate Craig Goodsky for District 1.
Nomination for Craig Goodsky, clerk, District 1. He is an alternate for the GB board. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Tara. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Let's just, since we're here, let's just pick one alternate. I know we're kind of low on this one.
I nominate, oh shoot, he, third, Danny Lambert for alternate District 1.
Sounds good. I know we were talking about trying to get him on the Duluth one because he had a second choice on Duluth and Meredith had Duluth, so we're gonna slide him down there. But if
Oh,
it's gonna be, but as an alternate, you know, he'll be alternate here, but he'll be on this one. So it's kind of like that. I think-
Because if he's on Duluth, that's his first order of business.
Yeah.
Not just an alternate.
Okay.
No, if you appoint him to alternate, he would be at District 1 as an alternate. So he would work that day. He wouldn't be like, if one of the original 3 that you appointed didn't make it, then we would pull him in. No, we would contact him right away to sit on the District 1 board. Because there's chair, teller, clerk, and an alternate are the named positions for the precincts.
Okay, then I rescind my nomination. I wouldn't want him to just sit. We need to get all these people serving.
Should we revisit that alternate spot just because we're kind of limited, get everybody settled in first and then come back to the alternate spot?
We do need an alternate for District 1. That person would work that day, the entire day. They wouldn't only be called in if one of the first 3 didn't show up. They work that day.
Okay. Do we see anybody else other than Danny and Meredith? Because we were trying to use them in Duluth if possible. Are we offering the same bonus that they did last time at the last election?
Yes.
Okay.
We really don't have enough for alternate here then.
If you don't want to appoint an alternate for District 1, the general election board will be here that day. So it's not as though they will only have 3 people at District 1 that day. The general election board does come in to District 1. So if you don't want to appoint an alternate, you know, that'll work.
It's not that, yeah, it's not that we don't want to. We ran out of people here and we need to recruit more for alternate and probably the Duluth spot. So I would say that we need to table the alternate spots, the 2 positions for District 1, right? Pending recruitment. Unless we put in those 2 Minneapolis spots, but how are they, you know what I mean? How are they gonna drive all the way from Minneapolis to be up here, to be an alternate?
And we don't know either which district they vote in.
Just, looking at the list for Duluth, it looks like we're definitely gonna need to look for more people down there. So we'll get that information out. With the others, I don't know if you just want to appoint, your chair, clerk and teller where you can. And then everyone else be an alternate, or if there's no people left, that's fine. We'll try to look for more people to get in those districts.
That's a good plan there, Nikki. Thank you. Yeah, just appointing the chair, teller and clerk. And like you said, making everybody an alternate at this time would probably be our best, and then trying to get our recruitment issues or recruitment up in Duluth and District 1, it looks like. Oh, we already appointed District 1. Chair, teller and clerk. If we move forward right now, we'll go to District 2 and then we'll revisit the alternates.
For District 2, I'd like to nominate Tracy Dagan for chair.
Nomination for Tracy Dagan as chair. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Next up, we have the teller position on District 2.
I'd like to nominate Mimi, Meredith Tukrow.
Nomination for Meredith Tukrow for teller on District 2. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Tara. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried.
I'd like to nominate Charlene Lewis for clerk on D2.
Charlene Lewis nomination is up for clerk position. Charlene Lewis.
Second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. We're gonna move on to the Minneapolis district. Do I have a nomination for chair?
I nominate, Leonard Giesick.
Nomination for Leonard Giesick.
Second.
Second by Robert. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Next is the teller position. Do I have a nomination for a teller?
I'll nominate Michelle Smith.
Nomination for Michelle Smith, teller in the Minneapolis district. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Next, we are going to fill the clerk position in the Minneapolis district. Do I have a nomination for the clerk?
I'll nominate Deborah Villebran.
Second,
Second by Shane. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? We nominate Candace as the alternate at this time, since we're here. I think she's just on a GB board in Minneapolis.
But
Or was everybody gonna be alternates that was left on the board? I think that's how we were gonna work it. And then try to increase our recruitment efforts down there too.
Because we can't forget about the two up here highlighted. So I'd like to nominate Charlene De Castro.
As an alternate,
Yes.
all right. Minneapolis. Alternate nomination Charlene De Castro. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
aye,
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried.
I'll nominate Candace Mauer.
Mayor.
Mayor. For second alternate.
Nomination for Candace Mayor, Minneapolis, second alternate. So right now, District 1 is the only one we don't have an alternate for. But we still have, now we have names that we can look at. Everybody else has settled in, basically.
Well, second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Second. Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. Thanks for Candace Mayor's second alternate. Yeah, please. Oh, no, we have Duluth yet, right?
and just kind of based on the list, the only person left there is Danny.
Danny and Meredith, right? Danny and Meredith.
Well, you put Meredith in.
But Meredith, we put
District
in
two.
District 2. So right now, Danny, would we nominate him for chair? And then increase our recruitment efforts in Duluth?
Yeah.
That's for a nomination for Danny Lambert, Chair of Duluth District. Moved by Tara. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Robert. All in favor, say aye.
aye,
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. All right, so we have the Duluth one started off.
Yeah, we'll try to recruit more. The only other person is Maria Parks, if you want to just, put her as an alternate as well for Minneapolis.
Okay.
Just,
I nominate Maria Parks as a third alternate for the Minneapolis district.
Nomination,
Second.
second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any silent? Motion carried. All right, so right now, just so we can get the word out online and stuff, what are we short or where did we need to increase our efforts at? Is it Duluth? Duluth, we need a teller, a clerk, a alternate,
yeah, for sure Duluth,
and District 1? It seemed like we,
maybe. And it wouldn't hurt to have more people sign up anyway, in case any of these people decide that, hey, they can't do it, so we need to look for other people.
okay, yeah, just in case something comes up on these days too. So, yeah, no problem. But Duluth, we have to hit. And
One more in District 2 too, so if people want to sign up for District 1, District 2, and Duluth.
okay, sounds good. We'll get the word out. If there's, No other questions?
Is it preferably not immediate family to the candidates?
Absolutely, they cannot be immediate family to any candidate.
All right, I think that was it for our appointment of general election board at this time. We are looking for more members, so if you're online, make sure to spread the word that we're looking for some more people to sit on our boards on the upcoming election. There is a bonus for working those days. And I think that would be all, if there's no comments or concerns about the appointment for the general election board. All right. And I don't think there's any more business for today. I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting at 11:18. Moved by Shane. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second by Janelle. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? In silent, motion carries. Thank you for joining us today. You go, Whiteman. Thank you for joining us online.
Yeah.